Hello, my name is Ruth Pina and I am a student at Joliet Central. I am here to talk about car safety and why it is important. Car safety is important because it reduces the amount of death and injuries in a car accident. According to National Safety Council, in 2015 there were 38,300 people killed and 4.4 million injured on U.S. roads. 37.5% of accidental deaths are caused by motor vehicle accidents. Momentum is a measure of mass in motion, which can be found by multiplying mass times velocity. Impulse is the effect of a force acting over time. This can be found by multiplying force by time. It can also be found by finding the change in momentum. The physics behind a car crash usually revolve around Newton's laws of motion. For example, his first law: an object at rest will remain at rest, while an object in motion remains in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force, is shown when cars collide. When cars collide, there is usually a sudden acceleration or deceleration, and the car jerks forward, since the object wants to keep going at a constant speed due to inertia. Newton's second law, force is equal to mass times acceleration, means that the force can be inverse to mass or acceleration of the car. For example, a greater acceleration for the same mass of a car would cause a greater force. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This can be seen when a car crashes into a brick wall. The wall exerts an equal and opposite force in the car, resulting in the car to crumble up.
Because of Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The two cars crashing at 50 miles per hour is the same as one car crashing into a wall at just 50 miles per hour and not 100.
Safety mechanisms are in place to protect the driver and the passengers of a car. Because of Newton's law of motion, our bodies want to continue going to a constant rate that they were going before the crash. Seatbelts help prevent the passenger from jerking forward in a head-on collision. A headrest will protect your head if the car is hit from behind. Your head will want to stay in place while the rest of your body pushes forward, causing your head to feel like it's snapping back, so a headrest is in place to protect it. Airbags are also in place to prevent the head injury of a passenger. This is because when a car comes to a sudden stop, our bodies stay in motion and do not stop until it is stopped by the airbag. The airbag is able to absorb the impact, pushing the passenger back due to Newton's third law of motion. Another safety mechanism used are crumple zones. Crumple zones are designed to crumple up when cars crash in order to lengthen the time of the impact. This is done to the car to require less of acceleration while stopping. An average car will have about 50 centimeters of crushable space in the front of a car. The force felt by a passenger could vary depending on their mass. For example, if a passenger is heavier, the acceleration would be less due to Newton's second law of motion. The materials of my design were sponges with a hole in the center. This was made so the egg could fit snugly in with rubber bands wrapped around it. The device was put in the car like this, and that was my design. The mass of my device was 10.3 grams. My device is able to protect the egg because the egg is snuggled inside. The device also protects the egg from falling out as it is surrounded by sponge all around. My device did work because the egg did not crack.
We can see here how the force of the sponge when it hits the table is the same force that pushes the sponge back.
Some possible errors that could have happened was when I was setting the egg in. Since it did not fit exactly, it could have cracked. Other than that, I believe my design was perfectly safe.
Here we can see how tightly the egg was snugged in. Around the sponges were some rubber bands that kept it in place. The egg came out perfectly safe without a single crack.
Some further improvements that I could do is to remove the sides. That way the device does not take up a lot of space and is still fit inside with the egg.
Here, what would have happened if there was no safety device to the egg?
This lab is similar to what is being done in motor vehicle industry because they design and build devices and then test them out with mannequins to ensure that people are perfectly safe. Thank you for watching and have a good day.